Welcome back to FilmBook Review. Today we're reviewing the 2025 Locarno Film Festival film White Snail, directed by Elsa Kremser and Levin and starring Marya Imbro, Mikhail Senkov, Olga Reptukh, Andrei Sauchanka, and Erika Amiri. This is a White Snail movie review, and there will be spoilers. Let's get into it. Filmmakers Elsa Kremser and Levin have created the unique movie White Snail, a brave and delicate story about the need for human connection and to be understood. This film showcases two fine performances from its leads. Marya Imbro carries much of the weight of the picture through her forceful and intriguing performance as Marya, a Belarusian model. Mikhail Senkov plays a man who works at a local morgue named Misha, who discovers that he and Marya may not be so different from one another despite their differences in lifestyles. Kremser and Peter have a keen eye for detail that makes this film feel genuinely earnest and heartfelt amidst its often subtle tone shifts. Marya's life has become increasingly frustrating for her at the film's outset, and she shows up at a morgue to look at a dead body. When she meets Misha, he informs her that he cannot show her a dead body without the police being involved. Soon, Marya and Misha become bonded in an odd sort of way as they travel around town together. A sweet scene has them sharing time together on the bus they ride on. Marya becomes fascinated by the fact that Misha is a makeup expert, as he must work artistically with the dead bodies he comes in contact with. There are scenes where Marya practices modeling, which are authentic and bring to life the art and difficulties behind Marya's chosen craft. Olga Reptukh serves as Marya's mom, who is very concerned about her daughter and makes an effort to try to exorcise the inner demons within her. It is the scenes between Senkov and Imbro that carry the weight of the film, though, and their outer appearance often makes them seem a bit like outcasts who become kindred spirits of sorts, and learn that they may not be as different as they seemed to be when they first met. Driven by the performances of Senkov and Imbro, the film appears to be a very delicate film about coming to terms with reality and dissatisfaction in life. Imbro embodies the character in such a way that Marya is sympathetic despite her flaws and lack of good coping abilities. Senkov plays Misha as a man who is self-aware in many ways and pretty good at what he does for a living. As Misha and Marya bounce opinions and facts off one another, they form a bond that becomes genuinely touching. Writers, directors Kremser and Peter do have some scenes at their helm which are difficult to watch. However, the movie employs such an interesting dynamic between its lead characters that it's hard to look away from the screen. One yearns to see if Marya can make a go out of her very complicated situation. Meanwhile, Misha seems to be more secure in some ways, which could make him a potentially suitable companion for Marya. This film offers no easy cop-outs regarding the difficult-to-categorize relationship that develops here between the two leads. With her light hair and expressive eyes, Imbro is electrifying in certain instances within this film as the character becomes more self-aware the more the film moves forward. Senkov plays the more down-to-earth character here, who has artistic ambitions that drive Misha throughout. It is certain that the dynamic between the two stars will keep viewers riveted throughout. The appearance of the titular White Snail makes her a very intriguing side occurrence here, that is also quite interesting in its dynamic. There's not a lot of meat on White Snail's bones in terms of plot development, but if you look closely at the character development, that is everything here. There have been more complex films about bonds between kindred spirits, but this movie is a standout in its own right. That's because the performances are constructed in such a way that the characters can grow on the viewer, particularly the passionate Marya, who drives much of the action. Misha seems more grounded at certain intervals, but the performers shape their characters and develop them emotionally. This is a truly courageous film in so many ways for exploring the non-traditional bond that the film zeroes in on. White Snail is a solid effort with a lot of heart and humanity, even if sometimes the characters feel coldly distanced from the world. By the time the film reaches its emotionally stunning conclusion, the viewer is likely to be moved and fascinated by the way these characters function as a pair and individually. It's a very noble effort, with a lot to offer fans of dramatic, character-driven movies. And that brings us to the conclusion of this White Snail movie review. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below. If you enjoyed this review, hit like and subscribe to the channel. For the latest movie and TV news, sign up for our daily newsletter or download the FilmBook Android app for instant alerts. Links are in the description. Thanks for watching, and you could check out one of these reviews next.